Hello there guys, and welcome to another edition of Star Wars Comics, and today we conclude the Darth Maul series and his mission to eradicate the Black Sun organization, the fourth and final issue. The order to go after the Black Sun came directly from Sidious. Maul destroyed many of their factions and finally had infiltrated Master Lex's fortress, where every single Vigo and soldier was gathered. It's exactly how Maul had planned it. Leave a like and a comment down below, guys. Did you enjoy this Maul series, and what else would you like covered? Talk to you in the comments, and with that, let's start with the video. Maul was primed and ready. His lightsaber ignited, a grin in his face. All of the bodyguards were ordered to rush towards him to kill him at once. Maul dispatched a few of them quickly. He then picked up a blaster. He started shooting and deflecting with his blade. However, one of the bodyguards was a slick and savage beast. He climbed down his back and started clawing at him relentlessly. As Maul's lightsaber fell from his hand, he simply picked up the beast and crushed him to the floor as his neck snapped. One of the guards had had enough. He pointed a blaster right at Maul's head. He had slaughtered 7 of the deadliest beings in the galaxy in less time than it takes to say it. Who are you? Who sent you? There was no answer. His kind was telepathic. He can look and sense inside of Maul and find the answers he is searching for. And he started doing just that. Maul looked him dead in the eyes. Suddenly, pain overcomes the guard. Maul's fiery eyes are flashing before him. He had never sensed anything so dark as his nose starts suddenly bleeding. Maul did nothing but show to him his true self. The guard fell to the floor, incapacitated. His brain was fried just by looking inside of Maul's soul. Maul proceeds to the final stage. He rips off his shirt and picks up his lightsaber. It was time. All smiles. Maul was waiting for this. He ignited his blade and all of the Vigos started running for their life. Master Lex, however, left them to die. He entered one of the elevators and closed the gates. They were all expendable. In order for the Black Sun to survive, he needs to survive as well. Asa and the Vigos, well, they were expendable. Lex proceeded with his escape and left every single one of them to die at the hands of Maul. But Master Lex couldn't help but feel perplexed. What was Maul? Magilla went on to tell him that he is like me, but something far different. He ordered his assistant Ulf to prepare the yacht for departure. He was going to leave Raltier as quickly as possible. They were both rushing, but suddenly Magilla stopped. He was coming. She wasn't about to let him reach her master. Now Maul approached. Magilla asked, does he know what she is? Maul knew all too well. She was a Nightsister, a witch of Dathomir, skilled in the use of the dark side of the Force. With her blade drawn, she was prepared to fight Maul. It was amusing to Maul that she understood so little. Magilla, however, was confident. He had never faced something like her before. But no. Maul wasn't so sure of that. In fact, quite the opposite. She had never faced his kind before. Now Magilla was ready. Using her blade, she tried to defend against Maul. She tried her best. Maul was maneuvering from left to right, trying to find her weakness. But in the end, Maul's power was overwhelming. He ended up destroying her sword. As Maul was getting ready to attack the defenseless Magilla, she suddenly let out a barrage of force lightning and hit a wounded Maul. He was down to the ground, and Magilla was confident that he had never tasted the power of the dark side. Maul rose his head as he's being electrocuted. She knows nothing of the dark side. This left her completely shocked. How can he resist? Suddenly it clicked. She knows exactly what Maul is. It didn't matter. Maul, while being electrocuted, sliced through Magilla, killing her right then and there. She was dead. Nonchalantly, Master Lex still thinks he can escape. He is rushing his assistant Ulf. He is telling him to speed it up. He was not aware that Ulf has already made his escape. He knew all too well what was going to happen next. Suddenly, Maul drops down before Lex. Now the end drew near. It was unthinkable that one man could destroy the entire Black Sun. He could never have imagined someone as Maul. Maul even goes on to tell him that there is another like him. He was his master. Ah, yes. Always two, a master and an apprentice. Obvious now, isn't it? I've heard the legends. I was to be a Jedi once. Alexi Garen, Jedi Knight. That was my dream. I showed a sensitivity in the Force when I was young, but not young enough. I was deemed too old to be trained, so I chose another path. Jedi Knight Alexi Garen had finally come to grips with it. The Sith really do exist. Maul tells him that they always have, and they always will. They are revealing themselves now because it is their time. After centuries of waiting, the galaxy will be theirs. Suddenly, Garen slices Maul with his hidden blade. He wasn't about to go out without a fight. Maul lunged towards him and grabbed him by the throat. The last man standing for him to succeed in his mission was now completely at his mercy. Forcing his head inside the water, Maul went on to slowly drown Alexi Garen to death. He had finally done it. Single-handedly, Maul had completely destroyed the entire organization of the Black Sun. His master approached. He has done well. Maul had no doubts. The Black Sun was nothing compared with the power of the Sith. Palpatine had to make sure that there was no other survivors to compromise their plans. Maul assured him that there was none. And what about the wound that he suffered? Well, there was no pain where strength lies. After this mission, Maul represented strength. Maul represented rage. So guys, with that, we end this series, the Darth Maul series that came out in the year 2000. This actually came out right after the Phantom Menace movie, so you can imagine how fulfilling it was for the people who actually bought this comic way back when, right after the movie came out. It gave much more richness to Maul's character, and they actually needed it because Maul didn't really have much to do in the Phantom Menace, except for some lines that he said. All he did was really fight. Maybe not a lot, but it still expanded the character of Maul deeper and deeper. And I gotta say, after finishing this series, it was just a treat. All in all, it was a fun series, guys. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me. Hope you guys enjoyed all the way. If you did, leave a like and a comment down below. Leave any suggestions you might have. Thank you guys again for stopping by. And before you go, may the Force be with you always.